Hey guys, my name is Chris and I'm a surgical service registrar in paediatric surgery, and today I wanted to talk to you about how to optimize your time management for those occasions when you have way more to do than you have time to do it in. I know there are a lot of videos out there on how to manage your time, to make more time for the things that you love to do. This is not that sort of video. This is the sort of video that you break glass in case of emergency, not for everyday life. It's when you have 4 hours worth of work, but only 2 hours worth of time to do it in. So in order to make this work, I want to introduce you to 4 linked concepts that together create a methodology to allow you to achieve what you would like to in the time that you have. I haven't seen it discussed before on YouTube, and it's been tested by my friends and I under some of the most time-poor circumstances at working as surgical registrars, and so I wanted to share it with you as well. So those 4 concepts are obligation triage, block time management, opportunistic time advantage, and value time trading. Okay, the first concept is obligation triage. So what I mean by that is taking all of the priorities in your life, whether that might be families, hobbies, study, research, whatever it happens to be, and allocating it a numerical value of importance. Then taking those obligations that you can and converting them from inflexible obligations into flexible obligations. And what I mean by that is fractionalizing it. So let's say, for example, you want to take study as an example. Then it might be taking textbooks and notes that you would need to sit down with at a desk and converting some of those notes into flashcards that you can use at variable times, or finding the subject matter from the textbook in a podcast format so that you can listen to it, essentially converting something that requires block time allocation to something that can be engaged with flexibly in different contexts and over different time frames. And if you want a good example of how to do that using the productivity app Notion, I've got a good video on that which I'll link to in the card above. The next part of the process is block time management. So what I mean by that is taking your entire working day and breaking it down into functional blocks that you can use to allocate work to. So that might be a pre-morning session, a morning session, an afternoon session, 2 evening sessions, and then your sleeping time. And then you're going to take the prioritization of obligations that you've made and link those to your most productive time. So if you're a morning person, then your number 1 priority will be placed in the morning. And you will reproducibly do that for all of your obligations throughout the day, leaving your flexible allocations completely to the side for the time being. Okay, next is opportunistic time gain. So this is essentially taking all of the dead time in the day that you weren't previously using and taking advantage of it. So you take those obligations that you made flexible earlier in the process. So it might be the study example, for instance, and instead of using blocks of time to study, you're now going to have some flashcards that you can engage with in between cases in the operating theatre when you have a few minutes. Or it might be that now instead of listening to music or the radio while you're driving home, you can listen to a podcast that covers some of the topics or material that you were covering in a textbook or a chapter that you were otherwise reading. And so instead of having to allocate 3 or 4 hours in the evening to study for an exam, you now only have to allocate 1 or 2 hours plus the opportunistic time that you've gained throughout the day to get the same effect. And you've freed up otherwise lost time and taken advantage of otherwise dead time. The final part of the process is value time trading. So essentially what that means is getting a 2-for-1, or trading 1 hour's worth of time for 2 hours worth of equivalent productive time. And what I mean by that is linking obligations and tasks that can go together effectively. So let's say your family is a high priority for you because it's a force multiplier in every other aspect of your life. And you also have a hobby playing guitar. Then when you're spending time with your family, you can also practice the guitar. You've gained equivalent 1 hour family time, 1 hour guitar practice time, and join them together. Or it might be that, for example, cooking is a hobby of yours, and that might be something that you want to do with your partner so that you've had time for your relationship, but then you've also had time to practice a hobby that you want to get better at. It might be that when you're studying, then you want to spend time with your family who will help you rehearse some of those things. So OSCE practice that you can do with a partner, or going through flashcards and getting someone to check you while you're answering them. All of these things are ways of maximizing your time productively to achieve multiple aims at once. Now this can't always be done, neither should it always be done, but where it can be done, it's a really powerful way to gain more hours in the day while achieving exactly what you want to. The key to this system is its flexibility and its versatility. You don't have to be rigidly held to one particular task throughout the day. You have allocatable blocks and you can revisit those as required. So if you get halfway through the day and you feel like you're not making enough progress in the areas that you want to, you can reallocate the evening units such that your obligations are still being kept. If you have dead space in the day that you don't know what to do with, well, you can take some of the obligations that you've made more flexible and you can engage with them in places that you wouldn't previously have been able to engage with them. So you can maximize your output while minimizing the amount of time that you waste in any given 24-hour period. Okay guys, I hope you found that helpful. If you've enjoyed the video and you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel and click the like button below. It really helps. And until next time, enjoy the work.